Okay then, so with inside our navigation bar container, you can see here that we're going to need a row, and then in each of the rows we're going to need to kind of have then 4 columns in there, which are going to contain kind of the icon and the text. So let's now do that. So let's add in our row, and then with inside our row we are going to add our column in. With inside our column we are going to add in an icon, and we are then going to add in a text. So that's looking pretty good. Now within our column, we're just going to kind of center things up a little bit. Now in our row, what I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for an 18 item spacing, perhaps with a starting of 24 and an ending of 24, like that. Let's just set some icons up here. Let's have home here to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then within our text, let's just change that to then be home, like that. Now within our column, let's just start with our 8 spacing. I think that would be acceptable, like that, and I think that is looking good for now. Now we want to just change the color, of course, to our secondary here, and I'm just going to change the text perhaps to secondary as well. Now if we're building a proper navigation, then you can see here what they're doing is they're just really just selecting the one that is actually being selected at that particular time. But of course, again, that's just a kind of a customization that we can make. I'm just going to set that as 32 there, just make it a little bit larger, and then this text size here just needs to be brought down to then a more smaller kind of level like that. Again, I've just lost my color, I keep forgetting to do that, of course. Let's just go back to secondary again, like that. So that's pretty good. Now typically what users would do is when they're selecting kind of like their their actual icon with inside the navigation bar, what they would do is they would have more of a hot area to tap to, not just specifically what you're kind of seeing there. So I'm just going to wrap the widget here with a container, and then I'm just going to then make the container just more of a fixed width of, say, 100. Let's go to 80, like that. That may work for us. So we know then that we can set the action if we wanted to on this overall area. So it just feels a little bit more like there's more of a touch area for a user to select. Now, just as a quick test here, because typically this is now a reusable component, or it could be a reusable component for sure. But for now, I'm just going to kind of duplicate this particular one here. Let's just duplicate it again. And let's just duplicate to see what it looks like. We're just kind of just hitting off the screen a little bit. So let's just have a look here. So with our row, we perhaps want to reduce perhaps maybe the item spacing down to perhaps 6, maybe 14, like that. And I think our start spacing is probably a bit over the top there. So let's do a 12 there, like that. And then let's do a 12 on the end, like that. So that's looking pretty good, like that. And of course we can just make sure that we evenly distribute there. So just make sure you do the space evenly, you get all the right spacing in between. So I think that is looking pretty good. And of course we just come in here now, and we can do a I don't know, have a look for a document or something like that. Anything there to represent a document or a bill, perhaps. Anything could do. Let's go for sticky note. That'll do, like that. Here, let's do a search for, say, sim. That'll do. And then, in fact, I don't like that. Let's go for the outline one. And then the home. This is not going to be home. It's going to be, oh, have they got that? There we go. Just type more in, like that. And of course, we could then just relabel these up here to bills. And then plan. And then more, like that. Still not overly happy with the icons. I think they might just be maybe just a little bit too big. I think I might just reduce those down here. I'll just quickly do that. Just a little bit too much on it. And there we go, quite happy with that. So that is simply the navigation. So I think we're in a position where we can possibly test this now. So let's just duplicate the rows here. So let's go back into the page here. We've got these here. Let's just duplicate this here. So we've got like a scrollable kind of region. And there's something I'm going to point out to you in just a moment. There's something really, really important that you need to consider. Now, if I go to, now because we know this particular area is scrolling, you can see here in Flutterfly, I'm actually scrolling it, right? So let me just zoom that in. But you can see here that this one sits off the bottom. It's underneath my navigation bar. But I don't want that. And the way you resolve that particular problem is that we know the height of our navigation bar is currently, if I go to the navigation bar, is currently 80. We need to increase the end spacing here of this scrollable column. We need to increase this by more than 80. So I'm going to say 100, like that. Now, if I now scroll now, you can see that now I'm clearing that with that 20 in between here. So that's just a little trick there in order to kind of get that nice scrolling look. But so far it's looking pretty good inside Flutterflow here. So let's now fire that up in the simulator. Let's see what it looks like on screen. Okay, so there we go. The application is running up in the simulator. It's not looking too bad actually. So you can see that we've got the safe area up here is kind of being kind of our pretend safe area, should I say, is kind of being a little bit kind of in the way. So we're going to have to extend that down a little bit. But other than that, the application looks like it's working really nicely. It sits quite nice there. Obviously, none of this stuff does anything at this moment in time, but let's focus on just going here and just adjusting that. So we want to go to the actual column here. Let's have a look here. So there is our overall kind of page column here. So I think we just need to adjust this particular column to kind of push everything down. So let's just change this then to 60 like that. Yes, everything has moved down. Let's just do a little hot reload. By the way, I've got no idea why Flutterflow has continuously just kind of got this circling here. I kind of hope that that would have stopped by now.Is it going to do a hot reload for me? Let's just do a little restart. Let's try that out. There we go. So it's a little bit now further low, but that's looking pretty good. That's certainly very much in keeping. And let's bring on the original here. In terms of on screen. So yeah, I mean, that's looking pretty good. I mean, yes, of course we could do some extra work here in this particular video to kind of work on this here, but actually I've been quite happy with that, and hopefully you guys have learned a little bit now, a bit more than perhaps what you did before in terms of kind of building out these kind of UIs, and hopefully there's some tips there along the way that will kind of help you in building your own particular projects. If you like these kind of like sort of design walkthroughs, I'm more than happy to do more of them. Please do let me know in the comments if you would like to see more. Perhaps you've got some ideas of some apps you would like me to have a look at and see if I can recreate certain elements of the user interface. Maybe you want me to kind of extend this. Maybe you would like me to cover maybe on maybe building out the navigation of this particular application that kind of brings up different sort of pages and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do like the video. It does take quite a while to put these kind of videos together. So really do appreciate all the likes that you put on the video. And of course, if you are not a subscriber of the channel, when I kind of look at the stats and I kind of look at who's kind of watching this content, I've noticed that quite a lot of you guys are kind of not subscribers to my channel. So please do become a subscriber. Really do appreciate it. And of course, if you're not a member of the Digital Pros NoCode Academy, then please do check the link in the description. It'd be great to see you there with inside the community. And of course, that's where I've got a lot more of my content as well. So until the next video, thank you for watching, thank you for your patience, and I'll see you real soon.